I didn't ask you
Okay,
what truth means. I defined truth, so it doesn't.
and
You're
I
just lying
accepted your
right now.
definition of truth, and then you said, no, that's
No,
not
you're
a good
lying.
enough.
Oh, no,
Suck
no, no,
it.
no, 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 no. You're lying right now. You just said that I
Okay.
said there was no
Okay.
truth and you couldn't know anything. You're
Okay,
lying.
then please, if I am lying,
You
if I'm
just
lying,
admitted
then
you
you know
just
what I mean.
lied.
Back that.
Hamburger, you just admitted you just lied. What are you talking about?
What?
You
When did I
literally
do
just,
that?
let's take it. Okay, first I said that we couldn't know truth. Then you said, oh
Okay,
right,
I
you're right.
forgive you for being
You did
mistaken.
give me a definition of
Wait,
truth.
I forgive you for being mistaken.
But I didn't say
Please,
that.
if you do not feel
Hamburger,
that
I
you have
didn't
an
say we
adequate,
didn't have truth. You asked me what, I told you what okay. You said is truth always
I
preferable?
accepted
Hamburger,
your
Hamburger, no, no,
definition.
no, shut up, shut up.
You said
Nowhere did it, no,
non-insufficient.
no,
That's
second.
not
You're
correct.
lying. You're lying right now. I didn't say we couldn't
Okay, if
know
you felt
anything.
that
I didn't say we didn't have
my
access to
definition you
truth.
supplied of truth was sufficient, then all right.
Yeah, I told you it wasn't. I told you it was correspondence. It's correspondence with reality. And I said you can't have
I said
correspondence with
sure.
the reality
Did
without
I not say sure?
context.
Did I not say sure?
Yeah, but you just accused me of saying that we
Yes,
couldn't
you
have
did.
truth. So you just lied. Hello?
Hi there.
Yeah, you just lied.
How
Like
do you
4
think?
times.
I lied 4 times, or you just
Yes.
misunderstood
In
me
like
and said
5 seconds, you
saying
said I didn't.
sure in response
No,
to your definition
hamburger,
of truth?
hamburger. You literally just said I
Okay.
said we couldn't have truth, we couldn't know anything, and that nobody could know anything. And you also said that I thought that we couldn't have knowledge. I didn't say any of these 4 things. So you're just lying right now. Also, that's not even
This is a
tactical
great debating
nihilism.
tactic if you want to
Hamburger.
avoid having any
Tactical
debate.
nihilism. Hold on a second, hamburger. That's not even if I did say that, that's not even tactical nihilism.
I like how
Tactical nihilism is when you
changed
deploy.
the name on the server, and you're still referring to me by that. That's fun.
Huh?
My
This
name's
is a really
Hamburger.
good debating strategy if you want to just like run out the clock. Man.
What? No, no, I did this to myself. Like one time I had like a quote out of context. I said like "fuck your daughter," like, and it was like taken out of context. So I just made that my nickname. It's just like it's just a thing. I just think it's funny. If it offends you, I'll just change it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's fun. Cool.
No, if it offends you, I'll change it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Anyway, so starting over here, there's the correspondence. Truth is correspondence with reality. I don't think that we necessarily need to like. I don't know what it means to say that truth is preferable. Like, is it? Are you saying it's preferable to no truth?
Do you believe that it is possible to determine truth?
Yes, given the laws of logic and epistemic norms.
All right. So why are we having this discussion as to whether or not truth is in existence?
I didn't say
having
it.
the
I didn't
debate
say it
about
didn't exist.
anything.
I don't.
Okay,
I don't know
so-
why we're having this
So
discussion.
why is it that if you feel that our current understanding of truth is sufficient for this discussion, why do you want to debate truth?
I don't. But you asked me if it was preferable, and I told you that doesn't make any sense.
This is a great filibustering tactic, man.
How's
You
this a
got me.
filibuster? I said like one sentence.
Alright.
How's it a filibuster?
I forgive you. Let's talk about abortion.
What do you mean? No, we're gonna talk about this like universally preferable behavior nonsense. What is this? It seems like what it is it's
I
like.
don't think you're particularly interested in listening to me, so I'm not going to try to explain an ethical framework to you.
I mean, like it does. Like it seems like the ethical framework is based on truth being preferable. That's a nonsensical like proposition. So it seems like the entire ethical framework falls apart at just assuming that's like nonsensical.
Okay. If saying that truth is something that we should try to attain is nonsensical to you?
I mean, that's a moral claim. If you're saying that we should try to obtain it, that's a moral claim. So how are you justifying that moral claim?
You clearly don't believe the truth is a thing that we should attain. So
I don't think no. It
point
might be
arguing
so.
with that.
Bobby Robertson. I don't think it's a true
Okay,
moral
if you
claim.
don't know whether or not truth is desirable, then
Okay.
all right.
Are you finished?
It's very hard for
Are
me
you
to have a
finished?
debate with you.
Are you finished? Thank you. So I don't think that
Whoa,
I do think
whoa.
truth.
That's not how this works, man.
What do you mean? I don't wait till you to finish a sentence and then
You
respond.
don't interrupt me saying, "Are you finished? Are you finished?"
Oh, okay. You're still going. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's
Are you? Hello. Go ahead.
so. Why'd you bring me here, Kiro?
Are you gonna finish what you were saying
What's
or
up with
what?
this guy? Is this like
Hey.
BTFO conservative time? What's
Are
going
you,
on here?
why didn't you just finish with what you said? Hello. Okay, so I'm gonna say what I was gonna say anyway. So, it doesn't
Sure,
make
go
any
ahead.
sense. What? Do you want to talk or not? What the hell? Hello. Okay, fine. Then I'm gonna talk. Anyway, Yeah, I'm not saying that truth isn't preferable. I'm just saying that the claim that truth is preferable, I don't know how you would make, I don't know how you would make that without itself making a moral claim. So I'm asking you where the moral claim that truth is preferable is coming from. Hello?
Okay.
Anyway, that was funny. I'm gonna watch, what's his name? Molyneux's video on this.
Sure.
Oh,
So-
wait, are you gonna respond to what I said to you? Hello?
I'm assuming the conversation's over.
Also, I'm really sad because I wasn't recording the beginning of this conversation. That would have been funny.
Yeah, Kira, I'm not so sure this is it's a really
Like-
much of a debating environment.
Could you tell me what I said that was wrong? Or what I did that was wrong?
Just like, I don't know, keep it going.
Attempting to get lost in the esoteric concept of truth.
I'm not. I already told you we had a definition of truth. We're not debating about truth. You just made a claim that we should find truth, and I'm asking you where are you getting this moral claim from? How is that getting lost in
If
anything?
if you don't believe in truth,
I didn't
then
say I don't
debate
believe in
is a
truth.
useless proposition.
We do believe in truth. I do believe in
if
truth.
we both believe in truth and we have a sufficient definition of truth,
Yeah.
then it's a very simple matter.
Yeah,
You
but
want
you're
to get
claiming in a
lost
second.
in the esoteric
Bobby,
concept of truth
I believe truth
instead of debating
exists.
anything about whether or not it is true.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. I
You're
believe
playing
truth.
a gotcha game. That's
No,
what
I'm
it
not.
is.
I
And-
believe that truth exists
Okay, then why were we? Then why? Are we
because you just
discussing
claimed it was preferable, and I'm asking you why it's preferable.
Okay, you're not. Okay, again, if we both think that truth is a good thing, we
I
should-
don't know. I don't think it's a good thing. That's a moral claim. Like believing Bobby Robertson, believing that truth
Okay, if
exists.
you think truth is bad,
I don't think it's bad
if
either.
you don't
I don't
know
think
if truth is-
I don't think
if
truth
you
has
don't-
any
okay,
moral
if you- no,
content.
no, hey. If you are not sure if truth is good or not, then it is not a reasonable or functional thing to do to debate whether or not something is true or not. Because if my claim was false and you're not sure if falsehood is bad or not a good thing, if you're not sure if it's bad or good or whatever, if you have no presuppositions about truth, then there's no reason to debate me because it doesn't matter. My claim could be all false. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't be bad.
Okay, are you finished? Okay, so I don't think truth has any moral content. And if it does have moral content, you would have to make an argument that it does have moral content. I don't think the claim truth exists is the same thing as saying truth is good. I don't know why you think that, other than probably like I guess watching Molyneux or something. It doesn't matter morally if something's true, if something that somebody utters is true or false. But that statement is still true or false, and we're usually arguing in a context of like whether something's true or false or not. Like, I don't think it's morally wrong if somebody says that like, I don't know, my farts smell good, but we might talk about the truthhood or falsehood of their farts smelling good or not. I don't think that's not a moral issue. The reason why I'm arguing with you about like I guess like truth right now, or like the purpose of truth, is because I think you're wrong. And I suppose I get like some
Okay,
like
if I am
euphoric
incorrect in
satisfaction
my
in pointing at
statement
something's
of
wrong.
truth is good,
Yeah, what's the
then
justification
that
for
would
that?
mean that truth was bad, or you had no knowledge of truth. Therefore,
No,
you
it
were
would
not
mean that
able
truth
to
is not
claim
bad or
truth-
good. It could mean truth is
No,
not bad or
but-
good.
Okay, whenever I state a positive of truth being good, if I am incorrect, it either means that I do not have sufficient
Robertson,
knowledge
like,
to
do you think
determine
that-
the value of truth,
Okay.
or alternatively, it means that truth is bad.
No, it just means
But
truth
no,
is
no,
amoral.
Make the argument that truth is bad.
Bobby
but you're not
Robertson, do you think
saying
something
that
can be
you don't know.
amoral?
You're just saying, well, I mean,
Bobby
you don't know,
Robertson.
truth is just a thing, you know. It's
No,
just
no,
a
no,
thing.
shh,
You
shh,
can't
shh.
say that truth is a thing.
I don't even
You have an autistic argument. Man.
So Bobby, do you think something could be amoral or morally neutral?
You have an autistic argument, and if you're saying
Could you respond to what I
truth
just
is
said?
more in the context of truth, when is truth morally neutral in your
In
opinion?
all cases, because I don't think truth has any moral content.
Then there you go. So my argument could be true, false, doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter, it just doesn't matter morally.
Okay, then it doesn't matter. No point in arguing with me if you.
No, it doesn't. I just said the opposite. Like, I don't know
It
what it is
doesn't
with
matter
like your
if
desire to
Doesn't
say
matter
things
if
that I
my
didn't
argument-
say.
If falsehood
It
isn't
does.
bad,
It just doesn't
if
matter as a
falsehood
moral.
isn't bad, then
Okay,
it doesn't matter.
Bobby Robertson, when you play chess, do you debate with the person you're playing chess with about the morality of chess?
If we attempt to play chess and you pull out a hammer and smash my board, it will be impossible.
Yeah, because that
for us to
violates the
play
rules of
chess.
chess. But that's not answering my question. Do you debate them?
in order to-
Do you
in
debate
order
them,
to engage in
Bobby?
a debate,
Do
not
you
to
debate
agree
them
to
about the
certain-
morality of chess when you're playing chess?
Well, you agree to the rules of chess, most
Yeah.
certainly, and if you pull out a hammer and smash the board
Yeah.
and declare you...
That's not a moral question. You're not debating the moral content of. Wait, who server muted you? Who did that? Anyway, you're not debating.
It's getting out of hand.
You're not debating the moral content of like chess. You presuppose the rules of chess when you're playing chess, but you're not going to debate the morality of the rules of chess. Like if you're talking about
how is it possible to engage in chess without agreeing to the rules of chess?
yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're morally good or bad. Like I still like I
Do
don't
you
believe
feel
that.
it's possible to have a debate without prioritizing your argument being correct.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's moral.
Okay, so you understand then that
But
the
it's not
only
moral.
way to engage in a debate
Yeah,
is
but it's
to
not moral.
declare that is to declare that you would rather your argument be true.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's moral.
Okay.
You're conflating morality with truthhood, and I've just explained it to you like 2 times. The same thing.
You
The same.
have an autistic description of truthhood and
No, I have the most
nature of the
popular.
argument.
No, I have the most popular. I have the most prominent definition of truth used by people that study fucking truth. The fuck are you talking about? It's correspondence theory. You have an autistic. Like by that logic, you have an autistic definition of truth because you have one that just came out of your fucking ass. Like, what the hell do you mean truth has moral content? The fuck does that even mean?
You have a very different definition of truth and morals than any person I've ever had a debate with.
Okay, well then the people you've had debates with, they're fucking crazy, because this is the most prominent definition of truth used by people that fucking study the subject.
Well, that's nice.
Like, there are other theories of truth, but you're not appealing to them right now.
Alter?
You're not even appealing to, like, the other theories.
Alter. If you think that it is possible to have a debate without prioritizing truth
Okay.
as being a good thing for your argument to be true, then
Okay. Bobby Robertson, can you play chess without thinking it is morally good to follow the rules of chess?
the context of the game of chess, yes.
Okay, so Bobby Robertson, is it impossible? Bobby Robertson, is it impossible to play chess with a moral nihilist? Is that what you're uttering right now?
You're insane.
Dude, you're insane if you think you can't play chess with a moral nihilist.
You can't play chess if you don't agree to the rules of chess.
You can agree to the rules without saying they're morally true.
You've gotten lost in this esoteric
Okay,
concept
look.
of truth. You started.
This
I
isn't
started-
esoteric. This is the
started
most
a
prominent.
debate.
Wait a second. You're just so wrong. You can't even help it.
started-
This is
you
the most
started a
prominent. No,
debate.
no, no.
You started
This is
a
the
debate.
most prominent definition of truth used by people that study truth. There are other other usages of the term truth in the context of people that study it, but you're not appealing to one of those. None of these theories of truth argue that truth has a moral content. This is some autistic thing that you're fucking arguing. I don't know where the hell this came from.
We tried to have an argument about abortion, and you immediately jumped on the concept of esoteric truth.
No, I jumped on the concept of your universal preferable. I asked you what universally preferable behavior was, and you started appealing, to like truth having moral content.
Your mouth was that what system of ethics are you using? What is true? What do you mean truth is preferable?
I didn't ask you about truth. I didn't ask you about truth until you made a claim about truth. So the first thing I asked you was, what moral framework are you appealing to say that abortion is right or wrong? Then you said, have you heard of... Okay, Bobby Robertson, let's see if you agree with the timeline of this conversation. So the first question I asked you was, what moral theory are you appealing to say that abortion was wrong? Is that correct?
The first do you know what statement I made first?
Yes. It's universally preferable behavior.
No, that's not what it.
Oh, you said that.
The first thing I said in
life
this
begins at conception. Life begins at conception. It's silly to terminate life for like arbitrary reasons of like emotional fulfillment.
No.
What do you mean no? Okay, you want to tell me what you said instead?
I'm not sure you think that truth is preferable over falsehood.
What does that have to do with the question you just asked me?
Well, it's untrue. But you don't think it's.
Could you tell me what the truth? Could you just tell me what you said then?
Why should I?
Because we're having a discussion.
Why should I?
Are you asking me why you
why
morally should, or why you should for the sake of
why,
discussion?
why should I tell you?
Are you asking me
Why should I
morally?
attempt to correct your function?
Are you asking me for morally?
Why should I attempt to correct
Are you
your
asking me, is this a moral question?
No.
Okay,
Maybe.
then...
I'm not sure.
What do you mean, maybe? Okay,
I
if
don't
it's
know.
not a
I
moral...
don't know if it's good or not to ask you.
Exactly, are you talking about good or bad in a moral sense?
Do you mean bad as in the Platonic definition of bad? What do you mean?
Like, are you... I don't think you're a Platonist. Why would you appeal to, like, Are you just a... What is this? Why are you appealing to Platonic bad? I'm asking you if something's morally...
Why aren't you appealing to Platonic? I mean, come on, it's a good thing.
Okay, so are you saying it's a morally good?
Why do you think it's morally good to appeal to Platonic bads?
I don't think it's morally good. I'm asking you if you think it's morally good. Are you?
I don't know.
Okay, you're
why
just like.
Why do you
Bobby,
think I'm saying that?
Because I'm hearing you. Are you asking me like about epistemology now?
Are you asking me about epistemology?
You just asked me a question about epistemology.
I don't think I was referencing epistemology.
You just said, "How could I know something?"
What do you mean?
You just said, "How do you know that I'm saying this?"
Know what?
What you just said.
It's impossible to know in the absence of context.
When did I say you? Yeah, exactly. We have context right now.
What is the context? What are you asking here?
The context is that I'm in this room, you're in this room,
know?
and we're in a Discord server. That's context.
What relevance does that have to the matter of epistemology?
Because you asked me, you just stated a claim about like truth not needing context, which is something that I said, and then I just explained. Yes, you did just 5 seconds ago.
I don't think that's true.
Okay, so is that?
I don't recall saying that. Do you recall me saying that?
Yeah, I recall you saying it, and I'm also
Why?
recording it.
Why?
Because I can? I'm not really sure what you mean by this question.
Why would you record it?
Because I want to.
What possible good could that do?
Because I don't think because I don't think there's a because I don't think there is one. None. It's just like preferable.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting definition. Why do you think it's preferable to record
Because
things
it's like because it's descriptive of like my mental states that I prefer something to be the case or not be the case.
I see. So what do you define as your mental state?
Like something that's contingent on my mind.
What do you mean by contingent? And what do you think
Caused
you mean
by
by your mind? Do you mean the physical matter of your mind?
No, I
or
mean like the thinking
some sort of
agent.
metaphysical element of your mind.
I mean, well, physics, like the physical matter of your mind could itself be metaphysical. I'm assuming you don't know what metaphysics means, which is why you said that.
Do you think that there's a transcendent property to your mind?
There could be. I don't know.
Why don't you?
Because I don't think. I think the questions of like metaphysics about like mental states, the mind and the physical are like nonsensical questions that aren't that relevant, and I don't like choose to explore them.
Why aren't they relevant? They're extremely relevant.
How?
If you're not capable of choosing, I mean, that would make it really hard for us to have an argument.
Well, no, it wouldn't, because that would just mean like. Do you think like, for example, do you think libertarian free will choices are the same thing as like choices in the colloquial sense?
Do you?
Well, I don't, which is why I'm asking you.
That's an interesting position. Why do you think that?
Because they aren't. They like definitionally aren't. Because in the libertarian free will sense, you mean to say that.
What definition are you using?
Of what? Libertarian free will or choices?
Would you like to lay it out for me? What definition are you using?
Of which word? Choices or libertarian free will?
Choices.
Oh, choices is just like when I say I make a decision, I mean to say that like my brain is choosing, deciding between two or more things.
And libertarian free will?
Libertarian free will means there's like there are multiple possible worlds, and when you make a decision, you enter a different possible world.
Is it possible in that scenario for anything to be good or bad?
It isn't. It could be. It could. What do you mean possible? Like metaphysically possible or logically possible?
Both.
Well, it's logically possible.
Metaphysical
Yeah.
versus logically second.
It's logic. Well, metaphysical. No, metaphysical possibility could include different things. Like there's like
Like what?
there's something that Kripke said. I can't remember what it was. Something along the lines of like something related to the open question argument. But
Oh, you don't
metaphysical.
recall? Why not?
Because I don't remember. Do you have a problem with me not
Aren't
remembering
you
something?
familiar with the popular theory of libertarian ethics and metaphysics? I mean,
Wait,
come on, man.
whether something's metaphysically possible or not isn't the same thing as libertarian free will.
That is the most prevalent theory of metaphysical ethics. You
Wait,
don't
I didn't
understand it?
deny.
How am I
I'm not.
supposed to have an argument with someone that doesn't understand
just gonna
that
interrupt you.
concept?
Okay, so Bobby, I'm not talking about libertarian free will right now. You asked me about metaphysical
Yes,
necessity.
you are. You were the one that brought it up. You were the one that said, "Do you mean libertarian free will?"
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. What I said was metaphysical necessity, and I said there's other forms of metaphysical. Like, okay, Bobby Robertson,
Did I
like,
say that? I just asked you a question.
okay, you realize I'm recording this, right?
Are you? Why
Yeah.
would you do that?
Like you literally just. Okay,
you
Bobby,
understand how
like from a
ridiculous
third
the point
person
is to have an
perspective, you
argument
just
with
look
this
stupid
occurrence.
right now because like anybody that's listening to this recording is gonna hear that I just said something about metaphysical necessity, and then you jump back 15 seconds to when I said libertarian free will. You understand that, right?
What? What do you mean?
Like I'm recording.
When
Like
did I?
you
How do you
just
figure
did.
that?
Like okay, we're gonna watch this recording after this conversation. We're
Do
gonna
you
have a
feel that
laugh.
15 seconds was insufficient time for you to make your point, or
Well, no, I'm saying you jumped back to something I
what was
said.
a necessary clarification? Don't you?
You
See?
jumped back to something I said previously. Like, okay, when I said I didn't know
Do
something
you not
about
feel the two
Bobby
things are
Robertson. Okay, look, this is getting ridiculous. When I said I didn't
It
know
is.
something about metaphysical necessity, you said, "Oh, you don't know about libertarian free will?" How does that make any sense to you?
How does it not?
Because those are two different concepts, like metaphysical necessity and
You were the
libertarian
one that
free will.
brought up libertarian free will first. I was the one
Yes,
who
I
brought that up.
did, but you were complaining about metaphysical you were complaining about metaphysical
I wasn't
necessity and
complaining about anything. I was just asking you questions.
okay,
They've made no
I
points.
said something about metaphysical necessity, and I said there's some forms of metaphysical necessity that that aren't synonymous with logical necessity. And then you said, really, what forms? And then I said,
What do you mean is logical necessity? Hold on.
wait, you don't know what?
Is anything logically necessary?
Yes, things that are logically necessary are
What
things
things?
things that don't violate the laws of logic.
What are the laws of logic in your approximation?
I meant to say logically possible. Laws of logic,
Logically possible.
yeah. The laws of logic are the law of identity, the law of excluded, the
Is it
law of excluded
logically
minimum
possible
law.
to have something that is that would be defined as illogical?
No,
Do you define metaphysics as illogical?
no. I'm not saying that metaphysics can be illogical. I'm not saying
But
that
if
metaphysics can be
if metaphysics
illogical.
were
I'm
to
just
be
saying that metaphysical
illogical, it would be
necessity.
invalid?
Okay, Bobby
Why do you
Robertson.
think that?
When I say that something's physically possible, that's not synonymous with logically possible. Now, it includes logically possible because something can't be physically possible without being logically possible, but that doesn't mean these two things are synonymous. Do you understand?
What do you mean synonymous? Do you mean that they're exactly
They
the
don't
same?
mean the same thing
Why do you think that?
because one includes a property that the other does not.
What would be that property?
Like being contingent on physical properties.
What do you define as physical?
Like non-mental spatial things that require like spatial locations or something like that.
Would we define light as a thing that requires spatial location?
Yeah, it's physical.
It's photons.
Yeah, photons are physical.
Is gravity physical?
Like the rule of gravity or like the property of gravity?
The effects of gravity, as we understand
Well,
it.
the effects are just like are like causal events. They aren't like physical. They're just like
So
they're
gravity
propositional.
isn't physical.
Well, gravity is a property of physics, but it isn't itself physical unless you believe in like gravitons or something. Like a property of physics isn't the same thing as being physical. Like that would mean no a second. If you believe that, that would mean that you
Wouldn't a
think
property
physical.
of physics be by necessity physical?
No, because that would mean, for example, logic is physical. That doesn't make any sense.
Matter is not physical then.
No, matter is
property of
physical,
things.
but matter contains the property of
It's
being
just a
physical.
category we use to define things. I mean, what if matter isn't physical?
Then it wouldn't be.
What
then it wouldn't
possible
be.
implication would
Then
that
it wouldn't
have?
be
Just
then it wouldn't be
gravity?
matter. It would be something else.
I don't think your framework of matter is consistent. I mean, you're saying that logically illogical things can't exist. So
Yeah, they can exist logically. Wait, no, I'm not saying.
how
no,
would an illogical thing exist
no.
logically?
Wait, hold a second. Do you think I mean, Bobby? Do you think I mean that I think physical things are illogical?
I'm not sure what you mean. I think you're making a very
Well,
convoluted
the statement that you just said would imply that I think. Kira, is this guy trolling me right now?
I think I got hang on the fact that, like, I think it just, I don't know, doesn't want to engage.
Because it seems like he just kind of like. It seems like,
argument.
when I called him out, when I called
5
him.
minutes- I lost interest 5 minutes into you attempting.
When I called him out for like truth not having moral content, I think he started trolling. Do you think that's the case, Kara?
Yeah, for sure.
That seems to be what it is. I think he seems to be doing that thing that I do to academic skeptics, where when they say that they don't know things can be true and they start making knowledge claims, I start making fun of them for making knowledge claims. But like, the reason why I do that, which I could provide an explanation for, is because if you're gonna deny knowledge, you can't then make like knowledge claims and then say we should or should not do things in reference to knowledge claims. But I didn't deny truthhood. I just said truthhood didn't have moral content. So his response by like trolling about like the nature of truth doesn't make any sense.
The context of me saying that we should have a correct argument, and
No, but
intentionally
like, the point
did
is
so.
that like the point Bobby, is
Spurred
that like
out.
the point is that like for you it's only moral truth is all moral or immoral. There's like no in between for you. Like for example, do you think that me sitting on a chair right now, do you think that has like moral value to it?
Well, if you were to lie to me in the context of a debate, it would have moral value to it.
No, just like me sitting in a chair. Like I know, meat and taco. Do you think that's like moral value? Like,
It's a statement of little consequence. However, if we're making an argument about who should live or die, and you make an argument that is false, that would most certainly
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
that would most certainly be an argument that had a moral
No, I'm trying
content
to
to
like
it
show you
being
that
the person's death.
I'm trying to show that like.
And if you're
there's-
making the argument that we should murder people indiscriminately, then that's an entirely different
no.
matter.
What I'm saying is that like there are things that aren't really a matter of morality. You're like not concerned with good or bad, right? So for
An
example,
argument about who we should kill
no,
truth would
like
most certainly, under anyone's approximation, be the goal of the argument.
no, just like truth. I don't think that truth has like a moral value to it, right? I don't think like.
You
truth
don't
or
think that
false-
truth as to who we should kill and why has a moral value to it inherently?
No.
So you don't think that if someone were to break down your door and say, Kiro, you've been accused of child molestation, and then blows your brains out across the floor, do you think that there's no moral value to that claim?
Well, that's a different question, right?
Well, we're talking about whether or not we should kill the unborn, or and that would certainly have moral value to it. At least,
No, well, like the
unless you
point
were to declare that there is no moral value to the unborn.
is-
But
the
still,
abortion,
you are
abortion
inherently
debate.
accepting that you are attempting to make a correct argument about this.
No, the abortion.
And attempting
argument,
to tell me, attempting to play a gotcha game for several hours about the nature of truth and whether or
What do you
not
mean
we should have a
several
correct
hours? What do you mean
argument
several
is
hours?
autistic.
What do you mean several hours?
He would have gone on forever.
No, like the
At
point
least
is
until
that
he felt
Okay,
like
so
he
you
had a
just
moral
lied.
value.
He just lied again. He just does this. No,
Yeah,
we
but-
already
Okay,
agreed.
I
So
cannot say
I
with
got you.
certainty the amount of time you.
I
would
got you.
continue-
Yeah, but it wasn't hours. You're just exaggerating.
But it was most certainly longer than it needed to be in my approximation.
Yeah, because you were continuing trying to argue.
Because you said it would be an hour, but actually it was like 30 minutes. That is a ridiculous.
No, you said hours. Like it was like maybe like
Okay.
less than
Okay,
5
again,
minutes.
Say you were slightly facetious, and you were slightly facetious when talking about the amount
No,
of time.
you were
thought
extremely
had in the debate.
facetious.
You're
Like
a
you were
liar.
like ridiculously facetious.
You have betrayed your preference for truth by saying you're a liar as an attempt to as a slur against me whenever I claimed.
When did I say
that
it was a
you would have
slur?
gone on for hours.
No, it's a slur in the context. Okay, so I tried to explain this to you. I tried to explain this
Why
to you
would
in
you,
the
why would
context
you
of
say that I'm a liar if you did not feel that it was preferable?
because
to
in
be
the
true?
because I think it's preferable given the rules of a debate, but it isn't preferable in a moral sense. I don't understand how you don't distinguish
So
between these two
why would
things.
you refuse to accept
Because
in
it
the context
because
of the debate that we should have correct arguments? Why would you spend all
because
this
you
time
claim that correct
debating the
because
esoteric concept of truth?
okay, so Bobby, because you think we should have correct arguments is a moral claim. You think that we morally should
Why
have
do you-
correct arguments.
Why do you think it is necessary to spend all this time talking about whether or not you should have, if you agree that the debate is impossible to function without thinking that we should have correct arguments? Why would you spend all this
Because
time
I don't think that's a
debating the
moral
concept
claim.
of truth?
And
Okay,
the
you're
reason why
doing
we
it again.
debated
You're
that
still- you're
one
still
second,
trying-
Bobby,
you're still
Bobby,
trying to
the
spend
reason we
time-
debated
You're still
okay,
trying.
look, the reason we debated about truth is because you quite literally didn't know what truth was. I had to sit here and explain it to you. And then you tried to explain to me what truth was when you didn't even know what like the basic theories of truth are. You were just like pulling this out of your ass.
The only purpose of you bringing up this concept of truth as you define it and competing theories of the definition of truth was not in service of the argument.
No, it was.
It was purely because you have read more books on the matter of truth and felt that you could make someone look stupid by
No,
pointing out
Bobby, you
ridiculous
look stupid
notions
regardless.
that would have no impact on the nature
Okay,
of the argument.
Bobby, the only reason I even brought up the fact that this was like a prominent theory of truth is because you tried to talk to me like it was autistic, and I had to explain to you that this is the most prominent position of people that study truth. That was the only reason I even said that, because you tried to call me autistic for holding a position that's held by like the experts in the field.
How much time, you got the video, how much time elapsed from the point of me making my initial claim about life can be conception? How much time elapsed from that point where I attempted to start the debate to the point where I said that your argument about truth is autistic?
What does that have to do with anything?
How much time elapsed?
Okay, Bobby, could you just respond to what I just said to you? No, you just changed topics. You literally just changed topics. Respond to what I just said to you. You made a claim about me bringing up books because I just want to make myself look smarter than you. No, the only reason I said that is because you said my understanding of truth was autistic. And the only reason I even brought up truth was autistic. Yeah, the only reason I even brought up that understanding of truth is because you said there could be truth without context.
Let's look at my exact words. If I'm a liar, let's look at my exact words. You have it on recording.
Okay,
right?
You mean like your exact words at what point?
Take a look. Post in the chat.
Okay, your exact words at what point?
Google Drives if it's too big.
Okay, your exact words at what point?
Google Drives if it's too big.
Your exact words at what point?
Do you not feel necessary to prove if you're calling me a liar?
Okay, Bobby, you're asking me to post a recording that's like maybe like 30 minutes at this point. What point are you talking about? Your exact words at what point?
Oh, we have to accept your approximation of what happened without you checking. All right.
What? No, I'm asking you at what point are you talking about?
I'm simply asking you two questions.
Okay, so you want me to post the 30-minute recording and we're going to watch the entire 30-minute recording together?
If you don't feel it's necessary to specify how much time occurred before I got frustrated with you and insulted your approach to debating.
Because it doesn't matter with what I just said to you. Bobby Robertson, what does the amount of time between you calling me my theory of truth autistic and the beginning of the discussion have to do with the fact that the only reason I brought up theories of truth is because you asked me about the nature of truth? How are those two things even remotely related to each other?
The nature of truth?
Yes, you did. You asked me if truth was preferable in all contexts, and I told you no.
Not what I said.
Yes, it is.
That's like literally what you said.
That's like word for word what you said.
Again.
Bobby, like, do you recall when like you asked for an instance where like truth wouldn't be preferable?
Okay, if he's calling me a liar, he can post the video and show it to everyone and prove me a liar. If he can just show it.
Hold a second. Do you think that a debate? Do you think that
making any?
Okay, Bobby, do you think that a moral debate should be had without a moral framework? Is that a belief that you hold? Is that a belief that you hold, that a debate about morals, about whether something's morally wrong, should be held without a moral framework?
Is there any familiar with that could be conducted without someone?
Okay, so if you want to answer the question I just asked you, let me know. Do you want to answer the question I just asked you?
If you want to answer the question I just asked
you, do you have a debate about morals that isn't contingent on a moral framework?
Are you familiar with any debate? Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so you think moral debates don't need a moral framework?
No, that's not at all what I said.
Okay, so you do think moral debates should require a moral framework?
You at least require shared definitions of what's true.
Okay, but that's not what I just asked you. I asked you, does it require a moral framework?
At least a moral framework.
Yeah. So I asked you what your moral framework was.
The exact same one with each person.
I didn't say it needed to be the same one. That's why I asked you what your moral framework was.
Okay.
So why are you complaining about me asking about your moral framework if you think that it's required for a debate?
In the event that we are having a debate and we both understand that you need to prefer some things over other things, and that you need to have a debate, and that you need to prefer that your debate be true and factual, for it to be a correct debate, then debating with me about the exact nature of what I meant by saying that we should have a true debate is merely a disingenuous tactic.
No, it isn't, because you made a moral claim. You said that you believe in.
Are you a college graduate, Altier?
No, you said that you made a moral claim.
I'm very curious. Are you a college graduate?
No. Are you?
What do you do for a living? Why are you asking me this? Well, I'm very curious about your
I
personality.
don't
You
answer
didn't wanna have a
personal.
debate with
So
me, so I wanna know
usually,
who
so
you are.
usually, so usually
I'm
when
very curious about who you are. If you're
so usually when people ask personal questions, especially after when they've been asked a question and they still haven't answered it, it's usually some way to like develop like a personal attack. So as a general rule, I don't answer personal questions.
I'd be happy to answer any personal
Yeah,
questions
I
you
don't care.
provide. Okay. Well, you're not interested in having a debate with me about any material topics.
No,
So.
I was. I was catching you on a
Okay.
point just now, but you decided to like ask me about my personal life while you're about to be proven
What
wrong.
point are you catching me on?
Well, you made a claim
confused.
5 seconds ago that there was something wrong with me asking for your moral framework.
I think there's something wrong with you spending a
No,
exorbitant
no.
amount of time whenever we.
Okay, so Bobby, I
True.
recorded this, and this was like 5 minutes ago. So I'm gonna place the 5-minute recording of where, in the beginning of this conversation, where you asked me, claimed that there was something wrong, that there was something wrong with me asking you for your moral framework. You were complaining about me asking you for an ethical framework for a moral argument. Is that not the case?
30-minute debate.
No,
we
like
covered
5 seconds ago.
be true. Instead of talking about the argument.
No, the only thing we were debating about is whether truthhood has moral content. We were debating about whether your argument being true or false is moral or not. That's not the same thing as debating whether it should be.
I had no interest in continuing it multiple times, and I
So?
made it very clear initially.
But your entire claim
Stop
about
interrupting me! Hey, stop interrupting me! The very first thing I did whenever you started getting into the nature of truth, I stated explicitly, and you can look this up on your little video. I stated explicitly that it is not relevant if we share the preference for truth in this argument. I explicitly stated that. Explicitly. Made it very clear. Multiple times. And you kept going. You kept going. You clearly had no intention of debating with me about abortion. You wanted to run out the clock.
No, I asked you for a moral framework. I think if you're going to make a moral claim about abortion, you're doing that in the context of a moral framework. Do you disagree with that?
If you want... I disagree with your intentions about...
Answer the question I just asked you. Do you disagree that if you're making a moral argument about abortion... Just answer the question. Do you think...
everything about your entire...
Just answer the question. What is wrong with you? Do you think a moral framework... Do you think an argument about something that is moral or immoral requires a moral framework? I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you if you think...
Everything you said includes
Do you think... Okay, so you disagree with this. You think you can have a moral debate...
The answer is automatically no.
Okay, so you think you can have a moral debate about whether something's immoral or immoral without a moral framework. That's something you unironically believe.
You can run the time back.
I mean, like, I know you said that, but this is just a contradiction. Like, this is a flat-out contradiction. You literally can't argue whether something's moral.
What you just did was you interrupted me. You muted me to interrupt me. That's fucking bullshit.
No, I muted you because you wouldn't answer my question. Like, I've, like, lost all patience with you at this point.
Run the clock back 2 minutes, and you'll find that I already answered that exact question.
Okay, well,
So you're asking me it again.
Okay, so you believe in a contradiction. Bobby Robertson. You believe that you believe that you can argue about something moral without arguing about the concept. Yeah, so you believe in a contradiction.
You asked me the question already.
So you believe in a contradiction. Yes. Now I'm telling you that you believe in a contradiction.
Multiple times, hoping you can get into some linguistic.
Yeah. Now I've told you that you believe in a contradiction. Are you going to cease believing in a contradiction? Are you going to stop believing in a contradiction?
You're insane.
Are you going to stop believing? Well, you're insane. You believe in a contradiction.
You are insane if you interpret asking me the same question 5 different times and requesting different phrasings of the answer that say, well, you believe in a contradiction?
Well, you do believe in a contradiction. You believe that you can make moral claims without making moral claims, which is a contradiction. To say that something, say that a moral claim can be made without a moral framework is to say that you can utter a moral claim without making a moral claim, which is a contradiction. So you do believe in a contradiction. Also, you contradicted yourself previously, because previously you conceded and said that you did have to make moral arguments within a moral framework, which I also have recorded.
Alter, you asked me the same question. A multiple...
What does me ask you the same question have to do with whether believing that you can argue morals without having a moral framework is contradictory? What's the relation between those two things? Also, I would probably mute you less if you would, like, yell and scream less.
you have a very insane definition of an argument.
What's my definition of an argument?
Clearly, it's different than every other.
Well,
living
no,
being on
the
planet.
argument flew out the window when you started trolling.
You started trolling. You're the one that goes around and mutes people when they're.
No, I'm muting you because you started like memeing and shitposting, and every time I said something, you were like being disingenuous. Like I made a claim about metaphysical possibility. Of course, I muted you because you're just rambling. At this point, I'm just messing with you.
All right, fuck you and fuck the horse you rode in on. You're a fucking idiot.
Well, you're an
Goodbye.
idiot. This guy's like, this is. I wish. So, Kira, I'm actually kind of sad because I didn't record the very beginning of the conversation. And if I did, this all together would have been so good.
Oh yeah, but like I kind of confirmed your point, right?